Hey guys, first off, let me know you can hear me. Can you hear me? I'm a little hoarse. Let's see. Well, shoot. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, I guess you can. All right, well, I'm just gonna try to do this, and then we'll kind of go from there. Again, testing tonight, guys. Testing. All right. Alrighty. Hey everybody. Welcome to Wine Wednesday. Hope all of my seahorse and reefer friends, reefer is in the saltwater tank reefer now. I hope you're all doing fabulous tonight. And just to explain very quickly what's going on here, I can still see your comments from YouTube. You can still just talk to me via Facebook or YouTube chat. And I'm just testing out this new thing that might go along with the website, where people could actually sign up to get that link to Wine Wednesday every week and join when they want to, instead of all the complications with phones and all the problems we've had. So just trying new things. So grab your wine, ask questions, anything you want to ask. I did send a link to Dan and Lucy, so hopefully they'll jump in if they can. And if not, we're just going to test this out. And so, first, Merlot tonight, by the way. Actually, not Merlot. I lied. Tonight we're on just a red. This, I'm probably going to pronounce it incorrectly, but this Joel Gott, let me know if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, but I absolutely love it. The red wine, let's see if I can make it show up. Yeah, that's very good for anyone who cares. And, all right. So, if you do want to join, oh, you know what? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? I put the link in the YouTube chat. I don't know if I can put it in the Facebook chat. Let's try, shall we? But anyways, if you want to join and chit chat with me, you can still turn off your camera. You can still turn off your microphone. You can still do all of the things that you want to do. But you can join more easily, I hope. Salty, if you're out there, feel free to try to click the link and let me know if you're having problems, because I just wanted to try this, see if it worked. And in this case, I actually practiced earlier with Dan. I can actually call people in the middle of the stream with this function. And people could call in. I put that call in link also. And so when you call in, if I can figure out how to work it, then you would be heard via the stream. So just lots of new ideas we're trying. I'm going to very quickly try to put the link and such on Facebook. Again, I'm just kind of rambling because I just wanted to try this. So if you have seahorse or reef or macroalgae questions, please feel free to ask them. I'll see them in just a second. And, if you have anything you want to discuss, the weather, wine, whatever. I'm just having fun tonight. I take this way too seriously. So tonight is my Wine Wednesday, when I get to practice something that I've been wanting to practice for a long time. So here is the link on Facebook. Let's see if you would like to join and chat with me. Let's see. Of course, there's dead silence when I'm doing this. Sorry, guys. Sorry. And please, I'm seeing the comments. Please let me know if you have tried and you can't get in, because that's something I need to know also to make sure I can go fix it. But you, for the record, you do not have to join and you do not have to call in. That is just for fun if you want to. A lot of people don't like to be on video, but they have something they want to say. and would like to be heard or explain their position on something. And with the old way, you know, you had to kind of join or not. So just practicing here. All right, so Meet and Google. And if you can't hear me or something, give me a shout. I will check all of those in just a minute. Google.com. You know what I really hate the most about this stupid. One of the things I wanted to tell you guys too is this should be working better, at least as far as the stream goes, because we upgraded to fiber on the Wi-Fi. And I'll be darned if they haven't gotten so slick it's not funny with sales, because we agreed to the, you know, fiber network. And while the guy was here setting it up, they didn't call, they didn't set up an appointment or anything. While the guy was here setting it up, I get a knock at the door. Go figure, it's a guy trying to sell us a better plan on cell phones, on cell phones for the same company, which I won't name. But the bottom line is he did get me a better deal and we switched. And it's been a huge pain trying to get everything switched over and logged in and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I thought it was really slick the way they had a salesperson come in the midst of an installation. I was like, are you kidding me? And at first I was going to slam the door in his face, but thank God I didn't, because we have a much better phone bill now. All right, so, but, oh, and I got to rambling. What I was going to say is I really don't like this autofill on my phone, because when there's like a link or something with GTR, then it wants to put something else in there and messes you all up. I'm just, ugh, grr. All right, so I'll get through this somehow very soon. And then I'm going to go look at comments. DV. And Luce, if you're able, please jump in and chit chat with me if you'd like. But if not, that's okay. BXW. I got my wine. I'm good for, see what I mean? It's not bow, it's BXW. Okay. So, on Facebook, I have now put the link. Let me know if it works. We're just kind of practicing tonight. I'll also put the phone in really quickly. And if you just want to call in and tell me I'm silly, feel free. You know, it's cool. And I'm hoarse. I won't tell you why I'm hoarse, actually. It's a really great story, but I'm not going to tell it to you. All right. And I would love to hear how all your Seahorse and reef tanks are doing tonight. I've got a few stories about that too, but I'd rather hear yours. All right. Pin is 851. I'm almost done, guys. No more dead air in just a second. Well, I guess I can't promise that, but yeah. I know Dan was really tired tonight, so he wasn't sure he was going to be able to come, which sucks. I love it when he comes. And oh, I forgot to send a link to Ray. I should have done that for sure. Sorry, Ray, if you're watching. Pretty soon, if this works, we'll be able to sign up for the links and get them every week. But now that's on Facebook. All right. And I'm going to very quickly send a link to Ray in case he would like to join today. And Ray J, where's your email? That didn't help. All right, well, I'm just going to go over here real quick and try to send one to Ray. Ray, you'll have a link. I don't know if you'll get it, but I'm trying to do this stuff here. Just testing. All right. So I think you guys can see when I add people too. That's not really cool. Maybe I won't do it today. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. All right, because I don't want to give off emails. So yeah, next week we'll have it where you can just join ahead of time is probably what we'll do. But all right, so let's see what we can see. What are you guys up to tonight? Oh, what'd I do? What did I do? Okay, I'm coming on over to YouTube with you guys. And I wonder, did you guys just see that? Oh, it does. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Well, you guys can see me search for YouTube real quick. Testing, testing. And if anybody does try to join or whatever and doesn't get in, let me know so I can investigate. We love test nights, I know. If anybody has serious questions, I'm going to see them in just a moment, guys. And then, we'll get to your topics. But with no one in here with me, I just got to keep talking to myself. So sad. Well, maybe. And that's not it. There we go, live now. 7 watching. Hi, guys. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start getting better about manipulating on
It
my
feels
phone.
like there's
Oh
someone
Lord,
inside of my
you
uterus
got an ad. That's so
opening
cool.
it. I don't.
That's just fabulous. Okay, so all right, I can't jump back and forth, so that's not gonna work either, is it? All right, well, I'm gonna just look at my phone then. Okay, so yeah, I just want to mention too that with all this technology we're learning, Kim, apologies. I don't know why it's, like timing you out and such. I really apologize. Hey, look at that. Salty's joining my meeting. Hi, Salty.
Hello.
You got to enable microphone and camera
I did.
and or on your computer. But you got in. Hey, thank you for trying. That's very cool. And when just to let you all know, when I got in myself, it like asked me, do you want to allow your camera and your microphone? So you might have to do that. And then of course, if you can see this, at the very bottom, you can easily turn off your camera by clicking the camera button at the bottom, turn off your microphone, or hang up on the call very easily. And as I said, I'm not really sure how to answer the phone. So if you're trying to call, we'll figure it out someday. But Salty got in, but he's not been able to make noise. I wonder why. Hmm.
Is it is it, is
That's
it
not it.
working now?
Daggone it. Well, anyways, you got in. Talk out if you can. All right, and we got, let's see. And Alexis, yeah, I already explained you don't have to join or anything. I'll still see the questions. And since I'm kind of by myself today, feel free to ask, but we're just testing. And Living Garbage can hear me. Woo! Yay. And how do I go about giving my seahorses calcium? Wow, I really wish Dan was here because that is a fantastic question that I have discussed with numerous people because I've read so many articles about seahorse bones and needing calcium and etc. The answer that I'll tell you is that most people, if you mean like in the aquarium, dosing the aquarium, tell me if that's what you mean. I'm assuming you mean like calcium, and buffer dosing kind of thing. If you mean that, then most people don't worry so much about dosing a seahorse tank. The water changes will typically, do enough. Since we do so many more water changes in a seahorse tank, doing a water change just puts those minerals back in there. And, it's not really that necessary. Now, once you get into keeping macros or coral with seahorses, then that's a different subject altogether. So, give me an idea of what you mean a little bit more. But it's a very interesting topic. And when we get a little bit better about letting people join in and such, we can have an actual debate or discussion about it because I've often wondered how much calcium levels affect seahorses. Um, and I really don't have an answer for you. I know that I do personally dose my aquariums. Um, Basic 2-part. I don't go to the extent of, craziness, but I do because I have different things in the aquarium that might need it also. And I know my seahorses are extremely healthy. But did I hear somebody? I guess I should be watching that too, huh? Sorry. All right, Salty left me. Apparently it didn't work. If this doesn't work, guys, we'll go back to the old way next week. No big deal. I just wanted to try it. But very good topic, and I don't have a clear answer for you until I know exactly what you're asking. But bottom line being that, you know, giving seahorses calcium, I'm trying to think how to exactly answer that. I'm assuming, yeah, that you must mean dosing, and I just use basic 2-part myself, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people just do water changes. Hi, Edson. Hey, Edson, feel free to join if you want. Hi, Cheryl. I see you're saying hi. Hi, everybody. We're just testing tonight. Don't have a real important topic to talk about, but wanted to see if people were able to call in with a question. Say I had a guest on here, just pretend. This is all test. You can call in and say, hey, if you want. But the whole point is, I'd like to see if I have a guest. And also, for like Salty and Lucy and such, once we do test this a little bit, I definitely have to make you admin so that you're able to, accept calls or accept people and stuff like that. But yeah, I just thought it'd be cool, like if, to do an actual call in type situation if we wanted to, and that kind of thing. So I hear something.
Is it working
I
now?
wonder if. Nope, I don't have that muted. I feel like you're trying to talk to me, Salty, and I can't hear you. I wonder. Oh, here, let me see if it's on my end. I wonder. Nope, that would mute you. Cancel that. We don't want to mute you. I don't want to remove you. I can pin you. I can pin you to the screen. That's not gonna help much. All right. I'm sorry. I don't know how to help. I think it's just a matter of yeah, I think it's got to be. See, and this would be very cool if we could get it to work, guys, because you could, show pictures, you could present your screen, you could present, you could show what's going on in your tank, whatever. But we got to get it working, unfortunately. So I'm just going to play for a minute, and then I'll go back to questions. Let's see what Tile does. And nothing happened. All right, so obviously I need to do a little more practicing. But Cheryl, also, if you're interested, I'd love to throw you in as admin. I know you're busy as heck, but if you end up wanting to play with this with me, I would be happy to put you in a position where you could control these things. And as you can see, we could change the layout where people could be over here or spotlight, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go back to auto just because I really don't know what I'm doing. So, all right. I'm going to go back to questions now, but yeah. All right. And Edson, I saw you said yellow. I hope that means your seahorse is back to yellow and happy. I hope. Potato juice for Miss Wilson. I like it. Had a false pregnancy, but he got really big but no babies. Edson, I'm curious. When he got really big, no babies, did you see eggs? I'll finish that sentence in a minute. Cheryl, I do know you're admin of the website. This is like something different. I'll message you afterwards, but I'll make sure that you are. I know you're so busy. I don't expect you to do any of this. This is just fun on the side, but I just meant I want to make sure you can if you want to. So, yeah, gotcha. And Edson, false pregnancy, and he got really big with no babies. I'm very curious to hear more about that. because I've had situations where I've really thought that a seahorse was pregnant, even with the experience that I have. I've thought that they were pregnant. I saw the courting. I saw I didn't actually see egg exchange, but I saw the dancing and such. And then the male would, display the behaviors that I've seen in pregnant males, and and then nothing. I've had that happen. It happened with my Barbori actually, which was really disappointing because I really wanted Barbori babies, and even though they're some of the most difficult. And so I'm curious about your experience because I know Cheryl because when that happened to me, I really didn't have an answer. I didn't find eggs on the floor. The seahorse did not have any problems. Like a lot of times, males will look pregnant when they're having gas issues. And, if you see a seahorse start having difficulty staying at the bottom or anything like that, that's something completely different. But I've experienced exactly what you're talking about, where the seahorse just gets fat and then nothing, which is so very weird. I just wonder what happened with you because I never got an answer on that. I have also had my first experience. Now I'm just gonna ramble since nobody can apparently join. So I'll just ramble and then practice more on the side, guys. But feel free to keep trying or asking questions. I'll stay as long as there's questions, and as long as anybody's trying to join. Salty. Psst, psst. All right. Anyways, now I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so my first experience with seahorse pregnancy, I was not I was under a year with seahorses. I didn't really know what I was doing, and all of a sudden they got frisky. You know how it is. And actually it was the second experience. The first experience, he had the fry, and I just wasn't prepared. I did not have food for them, and honestly, like the filtration system I had going, I lost half of them before I even knew the babies were here. And in that kind of situation, it was just really sad, depressing for me because I was so excited. And, anyways, the second time around, he got pregnant, and I changed the lighting. This is another thing. I'd be curious to hear if anybody else has experienced this kind of situation, because I changed the lighting over the tank and the seahorse, and it was a brighter light. It was actually a freshwater plant light, and I changed in order to grow the macros a little better. And so I was trying different lighting with the macros. And I put a different light over the system, and the seahorse that was extremely pregnant just, I mean, I don't have an actual answer for this, but he aborted the babies. My personal opinion is that either there was something wasn't right and he knew it, and that could have been it, or I'm pretty darn sure that if there's any kind of stressful situations, like changing lights, doesn't mean that you don't. I'm not trying to say don't change your lights, but I'm just saying if you go from almost no light to a really high powered light and a seahorse is pregnant, that's the only thing I could come up with. Cheryl, I'm curious what you think about that, because the bottom line is he was pregnant, he was fine, and then all of a sudden I had, unfortunately, a bunch of half developed, half egg. It was, I won't go into detail because it was a very sad situation, but yeah, all I did was change the light, nothing else changed, and he went on to have many future pregnancies. So, of course it could have been that there was just something wrong, but I just wonder what you guys think and if that's ever happened to you. In fact, I'd love to hear all of your first seahorse birthing questions or stories. Call in other words. Mr. Dan must be asleep. All right. And Alexis asked, is it normal for a seahorse to trigger multiple times after eating a live feed? I noticed my Cuda has been doing it about 4 times after eating a gut-loaded brine shrimp. Okay. Oh, Dan, I wish you were here. All right. So my question to that is this a new situation? Like, is it only with live? And that's what I'm assuming based on how you asked. It's only with live feeds, and that you hadn't seen that behavior before. And I'm curious, Also, if you when you give them frozen foods, if you don't see that behavior. If we're in a situation where you only see this behavior when you feed live gut loaded foods, I would not particularly worry. I would say that it's just maybe a bigger food than maybe what you're usually feeding, or the difference in the food might be, you know, they just have to get it down a different way. If you see continued, coughing is what I call it. If they do that when they're not eating, that's a whole different subject. But if you just noticed that, okay, you just got the seahorses and you're feeling like a worried new mother. Oh, welcome to the club. We all do this. I still get new seahorses and I will call Dan or Cheryl or somebody and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is different. Is this normal?" I still do it. Don't worry, you're with the right crowd because totally. And I see you, Salty. I see you trying to join. I wish to God I could figure out how to let you.
Is it still
But
not
yes,
working?
worried new mother. We all are. This is nothing. Totally, totally gotcha. And as far as the snicking or cough, no, wait a minute. Salty is also here, it says. Sorry, guys. Someone wants to join this meeting. Dan's trying to join. Good, thank God I need help. I'm trying to answer coughing questions. Sir Dan, can you speak? Oh, I'm so stupid. I'll never live this one down. Okay, Salty,
Yeah,
have you been talking the whole time?
trying.
Yeah, that's a case of I didn't have my headphones in. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I do hear an echo also, which I'll try to navigate through, but I'm so embarrassed, you guys. I'm sorry. Sir Dan, are you able to speak?
I think so.
Thank you. I know you're exhausted. However, Cheryl is jumping in to mention that coughing is typically ciliates in the throat. Do you want to expand upon that while I recover from my embarrassment?
Embarrassed for what?
Because I've been sitting there saying, why can't I hear Salty? And I didn't have my headphones in. So he's been,
Oh,
yeah. Oh well.
excuse me. I'm gonna go laugh for a couple minutes.
I
I'll be
know.
right back.
And I'm gonna see if this helps. Can you still hear me, Dan?
Oh, I lost you.
Okay. You didn't lose me. I was trying to mute my microphone. I'll have to play with it because it's causing an echo into the stream because I've got double microphones going. But anyhow, please do answer the question about coughing.
Well, what do you mean by coughing? Can we get a better description than just coughing?
Yes, Alexis is a new seahorse mother, so she's worrying about everything and just asking a lot of questions, which we love. And she noticed that when her cuda eats gut loaded brine shrimp live, gut loaded brine shrimp, they will seem to like have a harder time getting it down and do that snick thing 3 and 4 times. And
Are they eating frozen normal?
I did ask that question. Dosing the tank. She was answering me. I'm trying to do too many things by myself. Where's Lucy?
She says it's only with the live feed.
Okay.
Some seahorses will try to spit the artemia out. They'll try to shred it and they turn around and spit it right back out. Um, that's particularly common with juveniles that aren't quite we give it to them early, and very often you'll have a whole bunch of just an artemia mess on the bottom of the tank where they snick it in and spit it right back out. Um, if the seahorse is eating frozen food as it's supposed to, then I suspect this is just a different type of a food that they're not quite used to, and it's a little idiosyncrasy in how they're trying to eat it. Not so much that there's something wrong with the seahorse. It's how they're trying to eat the food.
Yeah, that's kind of I said it much less eloquently, but that's kind of what I said. Okay, that didn't work with the echo. And Cheryl did mention that. Do you want to explain what people should watch out for to know if it is could be possibly ciliates in the throat?
Well, if it's ciliates in the throat, then usually we do a freshwater dip to verify it. And that's usually verified by the seahorse becoming highly agitated during the freshwater dip. And then usually we follow that up with the formalin bath, long term immersion bath. But based upon the description and based on what I'm reading in the notes, I would say this sounds more like an issue with the seahorses getting used to the food. As far as cleaning up the food goes, all you really need is a siphon tube, which you can get at Home Depot, or I mean, you go to the pet store and buy one of the fancy things, but you can go and buy some 1/2 inch outside diameter by 3/8 inside diameter tubing and just use that to siphon up the food.
Very good advice. Sorry, I was reading comments. You're apparently ahead of me on the comments. And Salty, I'm reading. I'm sorry you restarted your phone and all. I really am. But uh, so if you see this, Dan, it's just not a big deal, right? You just keep feeding him the gut-loaded Artemia, or should she possibly go with?
I would I would encourage to go ahead and go to the frozen mices and just pick up a a siphon hose for the short term, and that should be sufficient for siphoning any extra food that's out.
Gotcha.
Now, tubing is how we normally do it, Alexis. Now, some of us on a bare bottom system will have um, what we call I call it a fry cleaning kit, but essentially it's a micro vacuum tool attached to the end of it that makes it a little bit easier. But if you're in sand, then you really want to um, probably have something with a more narrow opening so you don't siphon up as much sand.
Gotcha. And for in case anybody doesn't know, there is an example of the kit on seahorsesource.com. I don't think they're sold anymore, but there's an example, I believe. But it's just like tubing. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, you can make your own kit, Alexis, by going to Home Depot in the vacuum cleaner section with the shop vacs, or Lowe's or Walmart or wherever, and buy they call them a micro vacuum cleaning toolkit. Um, it it's designed for computer parts, and all we do is we take the 3/8 inside diameter hose and stick it on one piece of the pipe, and it's got a nice little brush on it, so it's kind of nice for siphoning bare bottom tanks. It takes less water, and you get more mices up at one time.
Agreed. And Dan, so what's going on with you? Are you doing okay?
I'm fine. I'm just exhausted, and I saw the question on the calcium while I was trying to soak in the hot tub before going to bed, and
We
I
drew
thought I would
you
answer
in.
that.
Would you like to answer the calcium, or have you already? I'm
Well,
sorry.
I did it in the notes, but seahorses are a fish, and just like most fish, the calcium levels aren't going to play a significant role as long as the rest of the salts are fine. If you've got corals, then you want to do what you need to for the corals, but studies show that high and low levels of calcium really didn't have a negligible effect on seahorses.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I do agree with you. I said it less eloquently, and I've wondered a couple of times just because of a few, very few articles about calcium, bones, blah, blah, blah. But that's what I said. Most people just use water changes, and it
Right.
puts enough
If
back
they've
in.
got the proper diet, if they're eating the right foods,
Right.
then it should not be an issue.
That's true too. That's a great point if they're eating the right things and getting things from that. Absolutely. Um, so anything new with the seahorses in general, or are you just exhausted from life?
No, I was working a side job, and I'm not used to physical labor.
Oh gosh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, and then now I feel terrible for pulling you out of the hot tub. But I do appreciate when you come because sometimes your answers are much better put than mine. So, and was there anything else that I missed on the questions?
Cheryl says she did experiments and didn't see any difference either.
Good. Well, I trust Cheryl and Dan 100%. So there's your answer. And yeah. All right. Well, Anything else that I've missed or need to cover? Salty, are you doing okay now that you're finally in? Or I can hear you. Okay, Salty's muted. All right, well, so we know this can work. Dan, did you have any kind of trouble getting in on the link or?
I didn't have any trouble getting in. I had to download the software, and then I had problems with logging in, which was nothing related to the software. It was stupid Apple. But
Really?
yeah,
Well,
it's somebody had hacked into some of my accounts somewhere a while back, and I've had to double, triple, quadruple, and quintuple, or whatever the hell else they call it, all these different verifications, and it's become a pain in the ass anytime I got to sign in for something.
I feel terrible too because you're not supposed to have to download any software. The whole point was this should be able to be joined by anybody on a phone,
I was
on
doing it
anywhere.
on an iPad,
Huh.
and it requested to send me to get download the software, which was what was it?
Meat?
Yes,
Okay. Well, I'll look into it, guys, because yeah, I didn't want anybody to have to do software. That was the point. So we'll find out. But
I didn't try it on a PC. I could try that and see. It probably would just take me straight to it. But
Salty said he had to download Meat too, so I'll investigate. That's why we're testing, so I can learn from it. And Cheryl says apples are not intelligent. Man, I don't know. I've had a situation recently trying to work on some coding stuff, and oh, I would kill for a Mac at this point. We used to have one, and I miss it terribly. But either way. And Dan, you were obviously watching the questions much better than I was. Did we answer all questions of everyone that you could see?
I didn't scan up the list.
Okay. I'm doing it now. I'm doing
I,
it now. Um, okay. Well, since Salty's muted, was there anything else you wanted to chit chat about? I feel terrible now. I left Salty talking
why?
to himself because I left Salty talking to himself, and then I pulled you out of the hot tub. Now, what the hell? I feel
Well,
awful.
I got out of the hot tub. That wasn't because of you. It was
I hear
this
you.
heat. There's only so much of that you can take.
See, I'm looking forward. I've already decided that if things don't go follow through as I'd like them to for Macna, I'm still coming to Florida. It just won't be that particular weekend. I'm still trying for Macna, but either way, I can't wait to feel the heat. I'm jealous. The heat here is so different. It's it's just awful. I don't know, but I'm sure you feel differently there. Lucy was saying earlier that it's awful too.
It's warm. Cheryl said she had to. It required her to download as well.
Oh man. Which you didn't do it. Okay, that's fine. That's good because the bottom line is I want to try to figure out how to do this where people won't have to download anything. They shouldn't have
The
to.
the other the other thing I noticed was when I clicked the link and went to it, it said, "Do you want to join?" And I said yes, and then it said you had to wait until you were somebody
Accepted.
allowed you in or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, accepted.
yeah. And that's which I can talk to you later about it, but I already added Lucy and then ran out of time. I was going to add, like, for instance, you and Salty as people who, whether you were in the stream or not, could hit that button to allow that. I could turn that off too. I just thought I would hate for anybody to jump in the middle of something. I don't know. We can talk about that later.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just making sure you're aware of it.
Yeah, I did know it pops up and asks me, is it okay? I wish, I really wanted somebody to Cheryl, if you're watching and you're not busy, try to call. I'm dying to know if that call thing works. I called Dan from this earlier and bugged him. I'm dying to know what it would say to me if somebody tried to call in. I'm about to go grab my kid's phone. But if you can't, it's okay. I can always play with it later. I do know there's an echo too, I can hear it. But
Can you
anyhow,
call in with FaceTime?
I don't know. I just have no idea. Try. I don't know. And Kim and Alexis are hooking up. Cool. You're all in Florida. I'm jealous. Grr. But I'm going to try with my phone, in fact. Why not, right? Here we go. All right, let's see if I can call in. All right. Hey, sorry for the dead air, folks. 347. We'll just do a practice live. Look at that. All right, I'll even put it on speakerphone. I don't know if you can hear that.
Welcome to Hangouts Meet. Enter the meeting pin followed by the pound key.
Look at that. Okay. 851 676. It's gonna squeal at us. I know it.
You are joining a call with 3 other people.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh, I just wanted to see if it would tell me, how it would tell me. Okay. All right. Well, we want that person out of here because they suck. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So it works, anyways. And it did not show the phone number calling, so now you can feel free to call and not worry about your phone number. Very cool. All right. Just wanted to see if it would work. And yeah. So Dan's yawning. Salty's muted. Anybody got anything else? I feel we've gone for an hour. Fantastic Wine Wednesday, I do have to say. Next time I'll use the headphones. But if anybody else has any thoughts, comments, please shout them out, or I'm going to go ahead and end this for tonight. And Alexis and Kim are now Seahorse friends. Yay! And what's ouch? Are you guys making fun of me?
Trying to.
Oh, sorry, K-Town. Practicing with this meat. Can you guys all hear the echo? Or is it just me?
I don't hear an echo currently.
Okay, well, I'll check the stream, but if there's no echo, I mean, I can deal with it. I love my voice, but. All right, well then.
Salty says that he does.
He does hear the echo?
Yep,
Okay.
so does K-Town.
Okay, guys. Well, I'll figure out the echo. That's just a little minor adjustment. Sorry you've had to hear me echo all night. And at least we do know it works, so we can take some votes later or something and figure out if we like it or nah. We can always say boo and go back to the old way. No problems. But I'm going to go ahead and close it for tonight. Alexis, thank you all so much for all your questions. And we shall return next Wednesday with a non-echo type stream. All right. Dan, would you like to say goodbye? I never let you.
Goodbye.
Dan says goodbye. And he's always watching. Even when he doesn't come in, he's always watching and helping in the comments. Don't you forget. All right. Happy Wine Wednesday, all. See you next week. Cheers.
Good night, y'all.